Hi, my name is Kevin Ross. I am the president and CEO of the Two Guard Group based in Chicago, Illinois. It is a multi-tiered marketing, promotion, branding agency that works with events, event marketing, small brands, personal brands. So my first job in the record industry was in 1995. I was interviewed by Motown Records with Diana Ross was still signed to the label at the time, but I also got to work with some of the younger acts that were huge at the time. Just the artists like Boys to Men, 702, Johnny Gill. Those were all the first artists I ever got to work with. So what a blessing, right? To be able to work for the greatest record label in history. And I've had mentors at that time, Andre Harrell, who started Uptown Records. He's the architect behind Jodeci, Mary J. Blige. One of my single greatest mentors, Sean Puffy Combs, who taught me about image. He taught me about branding. He taught me about the artist is not just someone who sings or raps. The artist is a walking billboard. So that means that the artist represents a number of different things. What you want is for the artist to be someone or something that people want to emulate, want to be part of, want to be in touch with. He just taught me about the culture. And Puff was like this big dreamer. And every time we were hanging out or whatever, he had a million ideas. He was always talking, always thinking, and I'm thinking in my head, this dude is crazy. Every single idea he had at that time, he's executed. People like Gerald Busby, who engineered the turnaround of Motown Records after he worked with New Edition, and he came over to Motown and did the very same thing over there. And God, there's so many people. Russell Simmons over at Def Jam. Russell taught me about the business part of things. And so those are the kind of people I've had in my life. Those are the kind of executives that I've worked with. I've worked with Mobb Deep. I've worked with Wu-Tang Clan. I've worked with Eric Benet, Tyrese, Tamia, one of the greatest singers of our age, Miss Anita Baker. I have to call her Miss, because if she sees this and I didn't call her Miss, she would be mad. So I've gotten to work with everyone, Snoop, Ice Cube, just legends, and it's just a blessing. And in all of those experiences, the thing that I learned the most is, number one, the only thing that can stop you is you. These are people who, no matter what the circumstances, they kept on pushing and they kept on going. The other thing I learned is you have to believe in yourself. Even when nobody else believes in you, you got to believe in yourself. You have to believe in your talent. You have to believe in your drive. You have to believe in your ability to make things happen. You got to trust that God gave every one of us a gift, and your gift is the one that has to come to the surface, and you got to believe in that. And then I learned it takes time. That's the one thing I want to make sure people understand in this business. It doesn't happen, nothing happens overnight. All right, so I got to shout out Core Music Foundation, which is the actual reason I'm here today. So I am here to address 3 things that I think artists should have. 1, you should have a package, because it's just like a job. You wouldn't try to interview for a job without a resume, right? So your package includes photos of yourself, a bio. Who are you? How can people reach you? What have you done? What experience do you have? It also includes visuals now. The visual medium is the number 1 method of marketing, whether it's on Instagram, on TikTok, whatever the case may be. So you need to have visuals. If you perform somewhere, have somebody record your performances so that people have an opportunity to give you the opportunity. So you should have your package together. Number 3, you've got to be consistent no matter what. None of us love, well, I won't say none of us, a lot of us don't like to be on social. I can't stand social media. I'm going to say that right now. However, I'm very good at it. Why? Because it's necessary. You need to be prepared to do things that are necessary. This means that your presence on social media has to be consistent. It has to be clean. If you can't do it, then find somebody who can, which leads me to that number 3. I guess this is going to be number 3. You cannot do it all by yourself. Independence means this, and I want you to pay attention. It means get started and don't wait, but it does not mean continue to do it by yourself all the time. You will not be successful. You need a team of people to support you, to advise you, and to guide you. That's what you need. And so we don't always have the funds for that, but I can guarantee you this: you got friends and you got people who are out there who will help you. Do not be afraid to ask for help. So you need a team. So we're going to go back and talk about this again. Number one, get your package together and your imaging together. Number two, be consistent on your efforts to keep your image out there. Number three, you cannot do it by yourself. You need to ultimately get a team. If there's something you don't know, don't be ashamed to say, hey, I don't know. If you can't do it, don't be ashamed to say, I can't do it. That's life. Life is not knowing, but learning and then doing. So that's how it works. So those are my three things. I got 326 of them, but there's not enough time on this video. Peace.